So lately I've been on a scrunchie kick, and a couple of years ago I shared a blog post of a few ways that you can crochet a scrunchie. So today I'm going to share that with you in video form. 3 ways that you can crochet scrunchies. My least favorite way to knit scrunchies is my favorite way to crochet scrunchies, in the round. To begin the in the round scrunchie, make a slip knot and chain a small number of chains. With my worsted weight yarn and a 6mm J hook, I did about 9 chains. Then take your hair tie and lace your chain through it and slip stitch to your first chain to join in the round. Then make the stitch of your choice into each chain. I'm using a half double crochet stitch. When I come back to the start of the round, I'm not going to slip stitch to join in the round, but rather work my next half double crochet directly into that first stitch. It leaves a little gap, but that's okay. I'll now work around and around in a spiral until the whole hair tie is covered and then some. That's the best part about crocheting a scrunchie in the round. You have full control over the amount of scrunch. Simply work until your scrunchie is as scrunched as you'd like. Then all you gotta do is seam the ends together. Thread a tapestry needle and sew for the most seamless look, or you can slip stitch like I am here into the back loops of the last row and into the foundation chain from the first row, 1 for 1. Then cut your yarn, fasten off, and you can bury your ends inside the scrunchie. Now you see it, now you don't. Then you can roll the scrunchie around the hair tie until you're happy with how it looks. And that's how you work a scrunchie in the round. Next I'll show you the ruffle scrunchie. You'll again make a slip knot, but before you place it on your hook, place the hair tie on your hook first. Then add the slip knot. Draw the slip knot through the hair tie and chain 1 to fasten on. Then chain 3, which will count as your first double crochet. Yarn over and insert your hook through the center of the hair tie to pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 to make a double crochet. Again, make a double crochet into the center of your hair tie. Continue making double crochets this way until your entire hair tie is covered with stitches, but they all still lay pretty flat. There's no right number of stitches for this round. It all depends on your hair tie, yarn, and tension. But I had 38 double crochets. Then slip stitch to the top of your initial chain 3 to complete the round. For round 2, chain 3 and make 1 more double crochet in the same stitch. Then into the next stitch, make 2 double crochets. And into the next stitch, make 3 double crochets all into that same stitch. Your repeat will be 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets. So 2 into the next stitch, 2 into the stitch after that, and 3 into the stitch after that. Work that repeat for every stitch of your round. And since we didn't really count our round 1 stitches, don't worry if you don't complete a whole repeat sequence before you run out of stitches. Just work 2 or 3 double crochets into the last stitch, and slip stitch to the top of your starting chain 3 to complete the second and final round. Cut your yarn, fasten off, and I like to bury my tails into the stitches that are on the hair tie using a very tiny hook. Now you have a delicate ruffle scrunchie that's a great way to use up yarn scraps. For this last scrunchie, I'm going to use a variegated sock weight yarn, holding 2 strands at a time. This is the most versatile way to crochet a scrunchie, because all you need to do is make a chain that's 15 inches long, or 40 centimeters. And work in any yarn weight, any hook size, or stitch pattern you want. I'm choosing, yet again, half double crochet, but I think I'll work into the back loops this time for some added texture. Then work your piece back and forth in rows until it measures 3 inches tall, aka 7 centimeters, and now we'll just seam the foundation chain to the last row, all while burying the hair tie inside. To do this, pull your last loop kind of long and remove your hook. Then position your piece with the foundation chain on your right side. Insert your hook into that first chain of your foundation chain, through the center of the hair tie, and pull the live loop through both. Now all you have to do is insert your hook into the foundation chain, through the center of the hair tie, and through the back loop of a corresponding stitch on the other side. Pull a loop through the whole thing to slip stitch the 2 sides together. And continue for the length of your piece. As you go along, your work will scrunch up on your hair tie, and it may get kind of harder to see what you're doing, but just make sure you always insert your hook through the center of your hair tie before you insert it through the back loop of your last row. Here you'll see me working through the very last stitch. And now all we have to do is seam the 2 edges together. I'm going to again pull up a long loop and remove my hook, and then I'll turn my scrunchie around so I've got the loop on the right side. Then I'll pull that loop through the opposite side to start slip stitching. And I'll slip stitch evenly along the 2 edges. just until I no longer see any spots where they're coming apart. Now you can cut your yarn, fasten off, and again, bury the ends inside the scrunchie. And just like the in the round scrunchie, roll your scrunchie around the hair tie until you like how it looks. So there you have it, my 3 ways to crochet scrunchies. Let me know which one's your favorite. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!